Let's go. It is Wednesday morning. Welcome to the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. How you doing? Made it to the midpoint of the week? Gearing up for the storm of the century? Snowmageddon? No, that's not right. It's not right. We're not doing that. Snow is exciting. I'm worried we're going to get skunked. It's kind of that early season, like right on the line business. Riley's been watching it all week. I think maybe tomorrow I'll have Riley join us for this so we can kind of talk through how it's playing out. Today, it's going to be wet. Yeah, that rain's going to come in, kind of the mid-November rainstorm you expect. It's going to be pretty steady, too. So the rain starts around 4 or so this afternoon in Metro Twin Cities. You'll see it wrapping around, so something to watch all day. Make sure you have the CBS Minnesota weather app, of the apps. So I use the WCCO app for CBSN Minnesota. Click the red thing, pop it up. And the weather app, Live Radar. It's the best. So here we go. Rainy today. Little break tomorrow. And then some of Minnesota is going to get snow. Where? That's why Riley will join us tomorrow. It changes every day, of course. Thanksgiving is this right? Chris, our producer, Thanksgiving is only about 2 weeks from tomorrow? Is that right? Oh, my gosh. Wow, it's true. It's right. Addie, our director, told me it's true. I have so many people in my ear right now. It's like I've absolutely lost my mind. AAA is saying a lot of people are going to travel for the holiday. 53 million people. Now, when AAA says travel, they mean like 50 miles. And gas prices are up about $1.30 a gallon compared to last year. Of course, no one was driving. 90% of the travelers they talk about in that massive number will drive. And AAA defines that travel as a pretty short drive, right? 50 miles. That's like visiting, if you live in Minneapolis, you're visiting your family in St. Cloud or something. But it is a lot of travel. We want to know what you're doing. Gosh, 2 weeks, I better figure out my plans. Are you traveling for the holidays? Flying, driving, what are you doing? Do you enjoy that trip, that Thanksgiving trip? Let us know in the comments on the WCCO TV Facebook page, and we'll share some of your comments in just a minute. Very complicated story involving Vikings player Dalvin Cook. We'll be following this today. He's being sued by his ex-girlfriend. She says that he beat her up and emotionally abused her. He says she came into his house with mace and a gun and was protecting himself and another person who's in his house. So this was an alleged fight at his home last year. We're working to get a copy of the lawsuit, but the Star Tribune has a copy of it. And so some of the reports say that Cook actually slammed his ex-girlfriend into a coffee table when she tried macing him. So Cook's attorney says, look, the ex-girlfriend came into his house, grabbed mace, held him at gunpoint, and said she knows that he's a superstar and is trying to extort money from Cook. So messy, messy situation, trying to sort out exactly what happened here. Court trouble, allegations of abuse, troubling all the way around. So we'll keep watching this. Green Bay Packers. Oh, you hate to see the Packers fined, right? Oh, gosh, here in Minnesota, we love our Green Bay Packers, and you just hate to see something bad happen to them. But because they have a liar as a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, the Packers didn't follow the COVID rules. Rodgers was lying, and then he didn't follow the rules. Earlier yesterday, he went on that goofy satellite radio show where he was talking all about the woke mob and everybody, cancel culture, taking him down. Yesterday, he's had sort of a different tone.
Look, I shared an opinion that is polarizing. I get it. And I misled some people about my status.
Hey, I misled some people. What word? I was doing my best. I knew it was a hot take. Okay. Good friend of mine does PR for the Green Bay Packers. She has been drinking heavily for the last week. Rodgers said he could be cleared to play by this Sunday. NFL said in a statement to CBS News that Rodgers and his teammate Alan Lazard are facing fines of nearly $15,000 for going to a Halloween party unvaccinated. So there are protocols for people who are not vaccinated. The league apparently knew that Aaron Rodgers wasn't vaccinated, but he misled the rest of us. The team faces a $300,000 fine for not reporting that violation to the league. Wow. The judge overseeing the trial of former police officer Kim Potter at first said no cameras in the courtroom. And then yesterday, after a coalition of news media members, including WCCO, filed a lawsuit and said, come on, like, we're in COVID. We need to allow public access to the trial. That's something that your friendly local media organizations do, which is fight for your access to a trial. And the judge agreed with the coalition of media members. Potter, of course, accused of shooting and killing Daunte Wright during a traffic stop in April. She has said through her former chief that she thought she was using her taser, didn't realize it was her gun. The judge said, I thought COVID would be, if not done, mostly over. But the trajectory of increased cases means that she does agree with the media argument that, in fact, cameras should be in the courtroom. There was a protest at the judge's house. You might remember our story that David Schuman did about that, where a protester went into what he thought was the judge's kind of condo or home. And the judge, in her ruling, said that she made her decision before that protest. The protest had nothing to do with it, but she admitted that the timing made this impossible. And, of course, it looks like she gave in to the protesters, but she said it was because of COVID. And that latest wave of COVID in Minnesota is still going strong. In fact, by some measures, it's getting worse. Just 3 weeks ago, the state saw almost 15,000 new cases for that week. And then let's show you the Halloween week. That number jumped to more than 17,000. But now the most recent week, the state reporting more than 27,000 cases. That's the most new cases for a week in 2021. Pfizer asking federal health regulators to go ahead and give the booster to every adult, anybody 18 and over. Company says its tests show a third shot restores the effectiveness of the vaccine back to its original strength. The FDA indicated it would move quickly to take up Pfizer's request, even though you're probably seeing like a bunch of rando friends like getting the booster shot and thinking like, it seems like everyone's getting the booster shot who wants it. There are sort of, restrictions you're supposed to be following. It's supposed to be for people 65 and up and for people in sort of high at-risk situations. How about this story in Minneapolis? So they were trying to do the right thing, right? We've got the Midtown Greenway through South Minneapolis, which I love. It's a great recreational trail, but it's also probably the busiest bike highway in the state of Minnesota. So bikes use this to commute, and the city knew they had to repave it. And so they budgeted more than $1.5 million to do it, but instead they thought they'd try this different technique, kind of a micro repaving effort where you don't dig up the whole thing, you just dig up a top layer. But a lot of the bikers who are using it say this stinks. It's worse than before. We're happy you only spent $500,000 instead of 1.5, but it's a train wreck and we want a do-over.
And as soon as I wrote it for the first time, I knew something was wrong. Unfortunately, they chose another technique, and we got a substandard surface to, I'd call crappy, to use the technical term.
Steve Brett. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, you're like, it's bumpy, it's not smooth. Public Works Department says, we get it, it's not what we hoped this would be like either. But it's almost winter. It's going to be too cold to repave it. So we'll take a look at this in the spring. But you know what? Sometimes you try something to save money and it didn't work out. Nobel Peace Prize winner and human rights activist Malala Yousafzai has announced that she got married. She posted photos on social media with her husband. Malala gained international recognition for activism against the Taliban's effort to stop kids from attending school. Back in 2012, she survived being shot in the head by a Taliban gunman. So 2012, when she was just a kid, but you're like 20, that was 9 years ago, and now she's married, so good for her. People magazine named it Sexiest Man Alive for 2021. And when you think who's going to reveal the sexiest man alive, it's Stephen Colbert.
I'm sexy? Paul, you're the sexiest man alive.
They had a team of lab technicians who, that's how they decide this. Paul Rudd, who is in his 50s, said he hopes his new title will grant him an invitation to those sexy dinners with other sexiest men alive like George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Michael B. Jordan. Come on, Paul Rudd can go to dinner with those guys whenever he wants. Ant-Man, he's a multi-gazillionaire thanks to his role as Marvel's superhero. But Paul Rudd giving hope for dopey guys in their 40s and 50s. All right, sexiest man alive, Paul Rudd. Who would have thought? But hey, you know, whatever does it for you, I'm happy for you. Let's talk about Thanksgiving travel. No one's sexier than a cook making turkey. Matt says, I'm driving to Florida. That's an air travel reservations getting canceled recently. Yeah, because of the COVID kind of surge that seems to be happening again. It'll be a nice drive for you, Matt. Thank you. Here's Arbridella. Cool. Arbridella, new name in the comments. Nice to see you here. Thanks for watching. Flying to Kentucky to be with your 94-year-old mother. What a gift, right? Every day, every chance you get to be with your mom. That's cool. Have a great Thanksgiving. Nancy's got kids and grandkids coming over. Everybody lives in the Twin Cities, so that's nice when you got your whole group all right near each other. Thanks, Nancy. Here's Joanne. We rarely travel for the holidays. I love Thanksgiving at home. It's just husband and me, and we cook a 4-course meal, eating our sweats. We're watching all the football games. Joanne, I'm a little jealous. Like, I love the family Thanksgiving, but part of me, selfishly, thinks it sure would be neat to just have it kind of small with my own family. Heather's going to take part. Oh, cool. Take part in the Pelican Rapids Lighted Horse Parade Black Friday. That sounds cool. Heather, you got to send us some video of that or some pictures. That sounds really cool. So we'd love to see that. It's going to be great. Addie's going to Chicago. Chris, are you going anywhere? Fergus Falls. Nice. I am also going to suburban Chicago to see my family. So it should be good. Yeah, so I'll wave to you on the roads. Nice to have you with us on CBSN Minnesota's Morning Update. We'll do this again tomorrow, and Riley will be with us as we're watching kind of the rain and seeing what develops, if we're going to get any snow in the Twin Cities, what the rest of Minnesota will be looking like. Should be fun. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.